In this video, I have my first ute experience, courtesy of Toyota. So yes, what we have here is a Toyota Hilux, the fabled Hilux, the undestroyable car. Although sadly the British climate has managed to destroy an awful lot of them. This isn't one of the big chunky 4x4 ones, it is a two-wheel drive. It has this enormous rhubar on the front. It served a life in Japan for a while before coming over here and being used to haul concrete around. It is yeah, very, very pleasant. It's a 1995. By 1995 they've got slightly more rounded cabs, but the rear body is probably a Kiwi creation. They like their tray backs, as you could call them here. Some don't even have any sides at all, just a pure tray, and it's useful to have somewhere to lock stuff up. So it has a box on the back for such purposes. Over to this side, there's even a step to enable you to get into the back, and underneath we can see the separate chassis frames, which is a huge part of why these models were so successful. Big beefy chassis, simple live axle on leaf springs at the back, so you can chuck a ton of weight in the back and they just sort of handle it. It appears to be on Bridgestone Jeweler all-terrain tyres, so at least it can get some traction even if it hasn't got the four-wheel drive. And tow hitch is not a bad thing to have. The number plate and rear lights are somewhat hidden beneath the tray. But yeah, quite a smart bit of kit, I reckon. Let's have a peek at the engine. So here is the 2-litre petrol 4-cylinder engine. Looks a nice simple sort of a design. It looks rather like all the injection stuff was added afterwards, but easy to get at service items, unlike some Toyotas I've owned. Oil filter is right there. A typical slimline and quite hot radiator. We've got a viscous fan by the look of it. Power steering pump down here. Oh, is that what that? No, that one's power steering. That must be air conditioning, which I'm not sure if it works or not. That was just a mountain bikers just invading my video because ugh. Inside it's yeah, well, it's a scruffy old ute. This adds an element of comfort compared to the bare vinyl, which will burn your backside, and it is a three-seater, just like a Matra Morena. So it's a car built for a ménage à trois, or just carrying passengers. 233,000 kilometers strikes me as probably quite low, and you'll note column gear change, because it is a three-seater and the middle person's legs have got to go somewhere. It has a column gear change, and the pattern is the wrong way round, really. There it is. So you can see it's a backward H pattern. So first is closer, so first is towards and up, it's already in first. Second is down here, then let it ping back, go into third, fourth, and then push back for fifth, and reverse is opposite fifth, so away and back. Won't quite go in at the moment. The comprehensive switchgear takes some getting used to. There's a stereo that has secret buttons, but we don't know what they do, but we can probably guess, and the sound quality is...
We've got Little Digger's potatoes, 1 kilo, $3.50 each.
Well, there you go, advertising potatoes on Kiwi TV. Digital clock, and yeah, we've got the obligatory Japanese heater controls, all very simple. We've got the aircon if it works. I shall just play with all of the buttons we have on the dashboard. It's this one. Oh, listen to that. That is a proper relay. That's a man's relay. I'm liking that a great deal. And obviously we have windscreen wipers as well, which I shall test in a manner of a testy nature. Oh, auto go, but oh, bit of a triangle going on. Can we get rid of that triangle with fast? Yes, that, oh, not entirely. Yeah, maybe maybe a bit of moderate adjustment is needed there, because that is the smallest triangle of doom ever, and that's really annoying. That'll just create a slight dribble, but I guess you can't have everything. But a nicely cranked driver's arm gets the arm nice and close to this A-pillar, so that's something at least. And the comprehensive lighting is now on, so you can see all of the things. But what have we got in the glove box? Oh yeah, manual, some bills, that's good. A very similar looking glove box to the Toyota Starlet 2nd gen I drove fairly recently. Umbrella-y type handbrake is mounted here, so it's push the button on the back, turn it and release. I'm not going to release it just at the moment because if we roll backwards we fall down a cliff. Nowhere really for my clutch foot to go, but the pedals are nicely spaced. What I will say is the seating position is a little cramped because we've got a fixed bulkhead behind, so the seat can't really go back anymore. But at least there's a window to attach you to. And yes, it's a Toyota love fest. Unfortunately, I'm not playing with the Land Cruiser. The Starlet was probably in a previous video, or maybe in the next video, who knows. But yeah, horn, meep. I really can't be bothered to try the different seats. I don't think they're going to be that different to sitting where I am now, although you have got the transmission tunnel there, so that must make life interesting. If you're sat in the middle, you're going to have a leg either side of it, but you can't really have a leg this side because then you're getting in the way of the driver. It's almost as if three-seater vehicles are a bad idea. Can you hear that big viscous fan? That should quieten down once it discovers the engine isn't too hot. Or maybe the engine is too hot at the moment. We just don't know. Right. Oh. And we're going to start by going off-road, I've decided. I've been told it's not perfectly acceptable to drive down this track. So we're going to do just that. I'm just going to see if I can get the handbrake light off. There we go. Requires a jiggle. Huntsbury track, 4x4 and motorbike access allowed. Okay. Well, you can get a 4x4 version. I mean, that's fine, isn't it? And I mean, really, this is a good demonstration of the suspension because it is a somewhat rugged design with those leaf springs. I can't say it's the most comfortable of rides, but I could easily get used to the column gear change. That works quite nicely. It's very clunky, very mechanical. I've never driven a Hilux other than this one, so I've no idea what the floor mount is like. The hilarious thing is the Toyota Starlet is following. The owner reckons it'll be all right. If not, I'll have to tow him out, I guess. We're trying to avoid the worst of the potholes. There's stuff on the bed rattling around in the back, but it's fine. But having had a quick hoon around on normal roads already, has to be said, the 2-litre engine is quite punchy. It goes quite well. Over the cattle grid. Oh, bouncy. Bouncy, bouncy, ahoy. Okay, I might drop it back to first. Just for a bit more engine control. Look at these views. Oh. A bit of a washout there we'll try and stay out of. Apparently this generation of Hilux is the most popular vehicle in New Zealand. I've certainly seen quite a few about. Avoid that big rock there. Yeah, I've wanted to do some off-roading for a long time, and here I am off-roading in a 2-wheel drive vehicle. The seat itself is quite bouncy, which is saving my buttocks considerably. Proof that the Starlet has come along for the ride also. And yeah, the epic views of New Zealand. Oh, this is getting a bit more technical. Choose your line carefully. I'm going to try and straddle this rut here. Little Toyota is gamely following on the little Starlet. There we go, no bother. We're coming down to the city of Christchurch. Yeah, I'm starting to feel the cramped driving position. It is cramping my style somewhat. Oh, get the axle flexing. I mean, to be honest, the ride isn't that bad for an unladen pickup on leaf springs. I was expecting it to be a fair bit worse. We should go and find some proper roads. There we go, proper roads. Yeah, it makes the same sort of mechanical noises as the old Austin Cambridge, but it feels a more precise change. And 5 gears, of course. I don't think I'd be as confident skipping gears with this column gear change. That's something I quite often do in a manual. Block changing, as they call it. Yet another strange little Toyota van thing. Toyotas are everywhere in New Zealand. But the steering is nice and light. It gives you no feel whatsoever, but it does make it nice and easy to drive, which I guess was rather the point. I can't imagine Toyota expected too many people to be going racing in their Toyota Hilux trucks. It ran out of torque. Unexpected. I thought this engine would be a slogger, but apparently not. But I really like this. It has a certain amount of charm, and I suspect these two-wheel drive models either get completely overlooked because they're not 4x4s and therefore they're not fun, or turned into oh my god drift pickup type devices. But I'm not sure they're cool enough for that, really. But really, they were built to do a job, and this is still a working vehicle, although it's on somewhat lighter duties these days. It is still the daily driver of Anton, I believe, when he's not driving his lovely Starlet. But yeah, I'm far too close to the pedals. I don't like it. Oh, and the ride, okay, is getting a bit raucous at times. There's a Hilux Surf. That's the estate car version. I wonder if you could build a Hilux Surf on the two-wheel drive chassis. That sounds like a pointless question that needs answering. Nice Holden ute there. Good turning circle. Yeah, column gear changes maybe still aren't the best idea. A lot of Range Rover P38s here, which suggests there are a lot of very brave Kiwis. Yeah, she picks up well. Far better than I expected, to be honest. Doesn't feel quite so happy with that low down slog that I would kind of expect from an agricultural engine. Maybe it's not an agricultural engine. It feels refined enough around town. And now the little Starlet is in front of us. I hope he knows where he's going, because I kind of don't. But the big rhubarb means I definitely know where the front end of this truck is, and will probably stop people from pulling out in front of me as well, so that's always useful. God, they do big trucks here really rather well. So, which car's your money on, the Alfa Romeo or the Toyota Starlet Sprint? I hope it was on the Toyota. So there we go, that was the Toyota Hilux Ute, my first Ute experience. I now feel 100% more useful. I shall say, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe before you go. Don't forget to go to hudnut.org and buy lovely merchandise. We've got one small tuck hoodie left. T-shirts are very available. And yeah, mugs, stickers, all that good stuff. Go to hudnut.org, look for the link to the shop. Also find support options there if you wish. But yeah, thank you very much, and I look forward to seeing you in a future video. Farewell.